Xin chào các bạn, chúng ta đang gặp nhau trong buổi livestream thứ 3 của IELTS. Và mình là Tú Linh, một khán giả trung thành của 8 IELTS. Nếu các bạn còn nhớ thì trong buổi livestream đầu tiên thì mình đã từng xuất hiện trong một clip dẫn các bạn tham quan trường quay của 8 IELTS. Ngày hôm nay thì Tú Linh đã trở lại với một vị trí mới hơn, đó chính là host của buổi livestream thứ 3 lần này. Và hy vọng là Tú Linh sẽ làm tốt và các bạn hãy cùng ủng hộ Tú Linh nhé. Và các bạn thân mến, trước khi bước vào nội dung của buổi livestream ngày hôm nay thì Tú Linh sẽ nhắc qua một chút về cách tương tác giữa các bạn với chúng tôi. Sẽ có hai cách. Đầu tiên là các bạn có thể comment ngay ở khung chat ở trên video livestream của 8 IELTS ở trên YouTube. Đây là cách đầu tiên, các bạn nhìn thấy khung chat ở đây, các bạn có thể comment các câu hỏi của các bạn vào đây. Và cách thứ hai là các bạn có thể lên Facebook của 8 IELTS và có thể comment câu hỏi của các bạn vào post của chương trình ở trên trang Facebook nhé. Như vậy là các bạn có hai kênh để tương tác, YouTube và Facebook. Và các bạn thân mến, chắc là các bạn cũng đang rất là háo hức và nóng lòng ở trên video livestream khách mời của chúng ta trong buổi livestream lần này, đúng không nào? Vâng, không ai khác chính là thầy Dan Rule đến từ Hội đồng Anh.
Hey guys, xin chào các bạn.
Wow, thank you Dan. Thank you for coming to the livestream today.
Yeah, love to be here. I was actually watching myself on TV, which is kind of weird.
Right.
I've never had that done before, but great to be here.
So, it is different from the normal episode before, right?
Yeah, this is actually the first time I've ever done a live stream in my life, so I'm a little bit nervous.
Yes, me too. And look at this, the comment box here. I can see a lot of comments about you, like, thầy Dan cute quá đi. I mean, you're so cute.
Oh no.
You're so handsome. We love you, Dan.
Oh, come on, you guys are embarrassing me on live TV. Come on.
It's really awesome for the first time you have been on live stream, right?
Yeah. Well, thanks very much, guys. I'm not the cutest man in the world, that's a fact. But thanks for your enthusiasm.
Oh, Dan, but I see the comment like, he looks shy. Are you shy?
I am shy. This is live TV. This is live on the internet. My parents are watching. My wife is watching. This is high pressure.
A lot of audience here, right?
Yeah.
But I hope that you will keep a really positive spirit to the end of the show.
I'll try my best. Yeah.
Okay. A lot of comment for you. Okay, let's get back to the show a little bit.
Sure.
Because when we ask the audience to send a question to it, besides many questions about IELTS, about speaking, about English, we got a huge amount of questions about you.
Oh wow.
So I think we should spend a little time in the beginning to answer the questions.
Let's do it.
To satisfy the curiosity of the audience. Các bạn thân mến, là chúng tôi ngoài những câu hỏi mà chúng tôi nhận được các bạn về IELTS, về tiếng Anh thì chúng tôi cũng rất có nhiều câu hỏi về thầy Dan. Thì ngày hôm nay bây giờ chúng ta sẽ cùng hỏi thầy Dan về một số câu hỏi mà các bạn đã gửi đến cho chúng tôi nhé. Okay, Dan. I see a calling from a Skype here, and the person here is the one have been on the episode 6 and 7.
Okay.
MC
Anh-Duy, right?
Anh-Duy, exactly.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna connecting with him. Các bạn thân mến, chúng ta bây giờ sẽ có một cuộc tương tác với cả thầy Duy, người đã xuất hiện trong cả tập 6 và tập 7 trong phần Study IELTS của chúng ta. Chúng ta sẽ kết nối với thầy và hãy hỏi xem là cảm nhận của thầy về chương trình như thế nào nhé. So, is that okay if we leave the interview with you later?
Yep, that's all right. Yeah.
But do you remember anything about Hoàng Anh-Duy about?
Yeah. Actually, it's a funny story. Actually, I met Anh-Duy years and years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he used to be the host of a game show called Thăm, Việt.
Exactly.
And I actually did the English question of the week for those episodes. So he probably doesn't remember me, but I remember him from a few years ago.
Wow. So what do you think about him? And any different? Any changes?
No, he still looks as handsome as he ever did.
Yes.
Still looks young, and it's great to see him again.
Oh, alright. So what about the performance in Study IELTS?
Yeah, he was really good. I mean, there's been some really outstanding celebs, but I think he's definitely near the top. He was outstanding.
Really?
Yeah.
And actually, MC Hoàng Anh-Duy is also a lecturer in Foreign Trade University.
That's right, yeah.
The university in which I am studying.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did you study with him, or?
No, I haven't had a chance yet,
Okay.
but I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
And now we're gonna take a look at the video clip of his performance on 8 IELTS.
Sure.
Alo. Alo, alo em chào thầy ạ. Alo. Alo em chào thầy ạ. Thầy Duy có nghe thấy bọn em nói không ạ? Các bạn thân mến, có lẽ là thầy Duy đang làm MC trong một chương trình nào đấy, cho nên là việc kết nối với thầy hơi khó khăn một chút. Chúng ta sẽ cùng chờ một chút xem sao. Một nhân vật khá là bận rộn đúng không nào? Thầy không chỉ là giảng viên của trường đại học ngoại thương mà còn là một MC rất là đắt show nữa.
Looks like he's at an event. He's always working.
Các bạn thân mến, chắc là vì một số trục trặc trong việc kết nối với thầy Anh Duy cho nên là chúng ta sẽ chờ một chút. Trong lúc đấy thì chúng ta sẽ tiếp tục trở lại với vị khách mời vô cùng đáng yêu của chúng ta, đó là thầy Dan. Okay, back to your short interview. Like I said before, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, the first question: where are you from?
I'm from Canada, from Vancouver specifically.
Vancouver, Canada.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been in Vietnam?
I've been here for over 11 years now, so it's pretty much my second home now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the reason why you decided to come to Vietnam and stay for such a long time?
It certainly wasn't a plan. It just kind of happened. So I came to visit my brother for 2 weeks, just for a holiday.
Yeah.
And I ended up staying for 11 years now.
Oh, that's kind of magic.
Yeah.
So the next question for you that the audience sent to it. So 11 years living in Vietnam.
Yeah.
You must have traveled a lot in Vietnam.
Yeah. I've been very lucky. Before I got married, I did a lot of motorbike trips. So my friends and I, we went all around the country. We went all around the northern provinces. We went from Hanoi down to the south. So I've been almost everywhere in Vietnam, which is really lucky.
So which is your favorite place so far?
It's hard to say, but in terms of scenery, I'd say Ha Giang is probably my favorite.
A northern.
Yeah, especially on a motorbike. There's nothing better than the mountain hills of Ha Giang on a bike. It's fantastic.
Không biết là có bạn khán giả nào đến từ Hà Giang đang xem chương trình không? Bởi vì là thầy Dan chúng ta nói rằng là thầy Dan rất thích là Hà Giang đúng không nào?
Hà Giang là đỉnh của Việt Nam luôn.
Ok, và chúng tôi đang rất là mong chờ các bạn comment vào khung chat để giao lưu với chúng tôi đấy. Okay, so this is your Hà Giang, your favorite place in Vietnam.
Yeah.
What about food?
Food? Oh, this is a bit controversial because if I don't say Hanoi, I'm going to get in trouble.
Okay.
But it's, to be honest, it's really different. I mean, there's great food in every part of the country, but I have to say bún chả is the best. And that's not just because Obama ate it. Okay, I was a big fan long before Obama was, but bún chả is, you can't beat bún chả. It's the best.
I guess the same that you're gonna say bún chả.
Yeah.
But actually, this is kind of the favorite dish of many foreigners when they come to Vietnam.
That's right. And even the president of the U.S. himself likes bún chả.
That's why, right? So I heard that your wife is Vietnamese.
She is, yeah.
So, don't you mind telling us the stories of how come you guys get to know each other and fell in love? If that's a love at first sight or something?
Yeah. Well, I have to be careful because my wife is watching. So, hi, honey. Ciao.
Hello.
The first time we met, I was teaching at an English school in Hanoi, and she was a student at that time. So she was working as a receptionist in the English school. So I remember the first time, my first day on the job, I walked in and she was the first person I saw. And it's true what they say, love at first sight. I just remember I couldn't say anything. I was so shy and nervous because I saw the most beautiful woman in the world. And the rest is history, I guess.
I got it. Okay, that's a really kind of a, it's like the first impression in the first meeting, right?
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
That's really awesome.
It took quite a while. It took me a few years before she was willing to date me, but, never give up.
Okay, that's a really nice lesson. Anyway, I saw a comment on the post chat and say that Ad ơi, nhắn giúp mình là thầy đẹp trai quá. Thầy có hiểu câu comment của bạn này không ạ?
Thì phải cảm ơn bố mẹ của thầy Dan.
Wow,
Gen tốt.
Thầy cũng thích bún chả à?
Đúng rồi, 2 suất, phải ăn 2 suất là
Obama bún chả đúng không ạ?
Obama bún chả.
Yeah. Các bạn ấy đang rất là tích cực kết nối với chúng ta. They are really okay. And so Dan, having lived in Vietnam for 11 years and having a Vietnamese wife, How is your Vietnamese so far?
It's not bad. It's certainly not tam. IELTS, if there's a Vietnamese test. But it's enough. I mean, it's enough to have everyday conversations, and I still get ripped off at the market. I still can't bargain very well, but it's not bad.
It's pretty good.
It's not bad.
And you know, we're gonna have a challenge for you later on about your Vietnamese. So, so
I'm
wait
nervous.
for it. Yeah. Okay. And I think that we are trying to contact to Miss MC Hoàng Anh Duy, and I don't know if that okay or not. But anyway, so among many questions that the audience sent to it, I see some question about your feelings about IELTS. So personally, is IELTS your favorite show?
It's definitely the best show on TV. I mean, Game of Thrones, not bad. IELTS, much better.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
How I Met Your Mother, pretty good. IELTS, the best.
All the way IELTS, right? Thank you for that very, encouraging word.
Yeah, no, but to be more serious, I think it's really fortunate for people of Vietnam to have this show, because there's a lot of worries about IELTS, and there's a lot of questions about IELTS.
Yep.
And I think it's a great chance for people to understand the test and to be more comfortable when they take the test.
So what about your favorite part in IELTS? What is that?
I like the celebrities. It's really interesting. I had no idea that there were so many celebrities in Vietnam who could speak good English.
So you mean Star do IELTS, right?
Yeah.
And I saw Mr. Anh Duy on the screen, and I don't know if we can contact with him or not.
It must be the rain. Maybe it's affecting the Wi-Fi.
Right. We got a heavy rain tonight. Though we cannot see him clearly, but I can see he's wearing a really nice suit. Okay. Oh, it seems
must be a bad connection.
Yes, we have to come back. Okay. Let's see the comment here. Em thành fan của thầy Dan rồi. I become your fan already.
Thanks, Thăng. It's very kind of you.
Yeah. You can read them all, right? You
Yeah,
can understand Vietnamese.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so các bạn khán giả thân mến, có lẽ là vì trục trặc về việc kết nối cho nên là chúng ta không thể gặp thấy Duy trong buổi livestream ngày hôm nay. Tuy nhiên là hy vọng các bạn vẫn sẽ tiếp tục đồng hành với chúng tôi, bởi vì IELTS và buổi livestream lần này sẽ có rất nhiều điều thú vị và đặc biệt đến từ khách mời là thầy Dan của chúng ta. Okay, so we have to talk a little bit about IELTS and your feelings,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So I think that I will I will inform the audience that they should give some questions for us, because now we come to the kind of academic ones.
Okay.
So, các bạn khán giả thân mến, bây giờ thì các bạn hãy đặt những câu hỏi thật là nhiều về IELTS, về tiếng Anh, về speaking cho thầy Dan của chúng ta nhé, bởi vì là bây giờ thì thầy sẽ sẵn sàng trả lời các câu hỏi của các bạn đấy. Cho nên là các bạn có hai cách để tương tác với chúng tôi. Thứ nhất đó là qua bot chat của chương trình ở trên YouTube, và thứ hai đó là ở trên Facebook của chương trình. Các bạn nhớ nhé, chúng tôi đang rất là nóng lòng được đọc các câu hỏi của các bạn dành cho thầy Dan đây. Và yeah. I have saw a comment there, but they have other parts now.
Okay.
Oh yeah. How do you think about Vietnamese women? Well, that's a really
What do you think about Vietnamese? Well, that's a simple question. I mean, obviously,
simple?
I've been here 11 years. I'm married to a beautiful Vietnamese woman, so obviously, I think most beautiful women in the world, especially my wife.
Wow.
But no, I mean, really, I think the women of Vietnam are some of the hardest working women in the world, I think, so truly impressed.
Oh, this is so nice to hear that. And I think that the girls here are really happy when hearing you say that. Okay, are you ready to
Sure.
answer some question about
Any questions? Love, life, IELTS, anything. Anything is fair game.
Okay, anything you can answer, right?
Can I sing a song? Maybe if you're lucky. If you get enough, if there are enough comments, then maybe I'll sing a song a bit later.
Các bạn thân mến, thầy Dan bảo là nếu các bạn đặt câu hỏi càng nhiều cho thầy thì thầy hứa hẹn là sẽ hát một bài hát bằng tiếng Việt. Is that in Vietnamese, right?
Thầy sẽ cố gắng, nhưng mà không đảm bảo là hát được hay đâu.
At least you do it, right?
I'll try though.
Yeah. Okay. Now I got some question about IELTS for you.
Okay.
So I think it's about speaking specifically. Actually about pronunciation.
Okay.
Many students say that they know that pronunciation is something really important because it impressed the listener right from the beginning. But they say that if they cannot have a good pronunciation, is that something will influence the score in IELTS?
Yeah, I mean, it is 1/4 of the speaking mark, so 25% is pronunciation. So it is important, but it's not the most important because all 4 categories are equal. Yeah. So obviously, in real life communication, yeah, pronunciation is very important. But in IELTS, it's the same as the other categories. It's 25%. So don't worry too much about it.
Yeah. But how is the exact way, something to got a correct pronunciation?
There's basically 3 or 4 things that IELTS is listening for. So one is sounds. So can you make the correct sounds in English?
Okay.
Yeah. 2 is stress. So can you stress the correct syllables in the word and stress the key words in the sentence?
Okay.
And the third one is intonation. So going up and going down instead of just staying flat like that.
Right. So I think I will translate for the audience a little bit. Các bạn thân mến, thầy Dan bảo là để có một sự phát âm tốt thì các bạn nên chú ý đến 3 yếu tố. Thứ nhất là sound, là âm thanh các bạn phát ra. Thứ hai là stress, là cách nhấn của các bạn vào trọng âm và vào các keywords, vào các từ quan trọng. Và thứ ba đó là intonation, đó là ngữ điệu lên xuống chứ không phải là lúc nào cũng nhanh như thế này. Các bạn sẽ không thể có pronunciation tốt được. Okay, thank you Dan for the pronunciation. Okay, chúng ta có một câu hỏi đây. Thầy nói một chút về accent giữa Canadian accent and American accent.
They're actually quite similar. So most of Canada lives right near the border of the U.S. I think it's 80% of the population lives near the border. So actually, Canadian and much of American accents are quite similar.
Yes.
They get a little bit different when you get to the south of the U.S., but to be honest, they're quite similar.
But what is kind of difference?
There's slight difference in the vowel sounds.
Really?
But to be honest, they're really, really similar.
So how about using Canadian accent right now? Can you do it?
Well, yeah, this is my Canadian accent.
This is a Canadian.
Yeah, this is my
yeah.
normal.
So I think there's not much difference between American accent, right?
Yeah, but to be honest, in IELTS, accent's not important. So it doesn't matter if you sound British or Australian or American or Canadian. There's no points for having a good accent. It's about how clearly can you speak.
Correct. Okay. The next question about accent. Nếu nói tốt accent Mỹ hoặc là Anh thì có được điểm nhiều hơn không, hay là chỉ cần nói đúng mà không cần có accent là được điểm tối đa rồi ạ?
Accent không quan trọng. Quan trọng nhất là nói rõ. Nhưng mà ví dụ nói Anh, kiểu Mỹ, Úc thì không quan trọng tí nào.
Okay. Câu hỏi tiếp theo là how to answer self-introduction question of IELTS speaking test.
Self-introduction, I mean, I assume that's in part 1 at the very beginning. You don't need to really introduce yourself.
Yes.
So the examiner will ask, could you tell me your full name, please? What should I call you? So if you have a nickname or an English name, then you can use that. But you don't need to say like, oh, I'm from a small village of 400 people in the northeast. You don't need to give your life story.
Okay, just really short answer, right?
Yeah.
So now we move on to the next criteria in speaking, which is the grammar.
Yeah.
There is a very, I think, special part of Vietnamese student. They are really good at grammar because they are taught in schools, but actually when it comes to the reality, rarely can they apply that perfect grammar into their speaking.
Yeah.
So what do you think about it?
It's true. I mean, for speaking, you don't have time to really think of grammar. So you need to use the grammar that you're familiar with, you're comfortable with. So again, grammar is only worth 1/4 of the speaking mark. So I wouldn't focus too much on grammar, because if you start thinking about grammar, then it's going to slow you down a lot.
Right.
You're going to forget some vocabulary because you're worried about the grammar. So to be honest, your grammar is what it is. I wouldn't focus too much on grammar. I wouldn't worry too much about making mistakes.
Okay, thank you.
Just let it be.
So grammar again is just like a very equal criteria, like pronunciation, right?
Yeah, it's worth 25%.
Yeah, and now we got a question. How many percent of grammar account for in speaking skill?
Yeah, like I said, 25%.
Yeah.
So it's one of the 4 categories, and each category is worth 25%.
Yeah, okay. And I think we have one more question about grammar that I haven't seen. But okay, how to improve the grammar point in speaking?
You can't really, to be honest. In a short time, there's no quick way to improve your grammar.
Yeah.
Grammar is something that just takes a long time. You need to just practice,
Right.
make mistakes, learn from your mistakes, but really there's no shortcut to improve grammar. It is what it is.
It's just like practice make perfect, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, next question. My intonation is quite bad. Could you suggest some ways to practice it?
Sure. Intonation, the key for intonation is you need to listen and then repeat. So it's easy, you can find any YouTube clip. And the good thing about YouTube is you can slow it down. So you can do like half speed or
right.
3/4. But if you slow it down, listen, and then repeat, I think that's a great way to just mimic and
Right.
imitate. Yeah.
Tell I think I should translate for them a
Sure.
little bit.
Yeah.
Các bạn thân mến, có một câu hỏi khá là hay, đó là làm thế nào để có thể luyện được ngữ điệu tốt. Thì gợi ý của thầy Đen đó là các bạn hãy xem và bắt chước cách mà người bản địa người ta nói như thế nào, bằng cách là có thể có rất nhiều clip được trên YouTube, các bạn có thể lên đấy xem, và nếu các bạn không thể bắt chước được theo đúng cái tốc độ của người ta thì các bạn có thể dùng nút speed, half speed, giảm một nửa tốc độ của người nói, và các bạn hãy là bắt chước theo người ta. Okay, so that's about grammar and pronunciation, right? And now we got a question about vocabulary.
Okay.
Because it's also very important.
Yeah.
How can I improve academic vocabulary?
Academic vocabulary, well, to be honest, in IELTS, it's more about can you use appropriate vocabulary. So if you only use really formal academic vocabulary, it doesn't sound very natural.
Right.
Like, if friends are at the cafe and they're using academic vocabulary, it just doesn't sound very natural. So if you really want to improve academic vocabulary, then there's something called the academic word list, or AWL, and that's kind of the 500 or so most frequent words in academic writing. But I wouldn't try and learn the entire list, because in IELTS it's more about a conversation rather than do you know any strange words? It's not really like that.
Okay, so the point is to be as natural as possible,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
So one of the ways to make you sound natural is using idioms.
Yeah.
And now we got a question about it. How many idioms should I use in IELTS speaking tests? As much as possible, or just 1 or 2 idioms?
Good question, Quinn. There's no specific number, but I think on average you might want to use, I'd say at least 2, 3, 4 is probably enough. But a lot of people try and use too many. So every sentence they try and use an idiom, and it just doesn't sound very natural.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're trying too hard to
So
use idioms.
just 3 or 4?
Yeah, there's no specific number, but I'd say at least 3 or 4 would be good.
Okay. Các bạn thân mến, là có một trong những cách khiến các bạn nói đạt điểm cao hơn trong bài speaking của IELTS, đó là dùng idiom, dùng thành ngữ. Tuy nhiên thầy Đen khuyên rằng là các bạn cũng không nên dùng quá nhiều, lạm dụng thành ngữ idioms. Không có số lượng nào cụ thể cả, nhưng mà có thể dừng lại ở 2, 3 hoặc là 4 idiom là có thể có một bài nói tốt rồi. Okay, thank you.
Hi, Chi.
Okay, now we got a question. Is it possible to organize a coffee chat session with Dan?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice, Thăng. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, I think many audience are looking for it. Okay, we are looking for some few more.
Slang. Could I use some slang?
Oh, yeah, this question.
I probably wouldn't, because the risk of slang is it sounds too informal, and it is a test after all. It's not just meeting somebody on the street. So I think slang might not be the most appropriate for IELTS speaking.
So slang's not kind of advice or something?
I wouldn't recommend it.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. Actually, I really impressed by the question of having a coffee with you. I don't know. Các bạn khán giả nghĩ sao nếu có một buổi cà phê trò chuyện cùng với thầy Đen?
Maybe a buncha lunch. We can talk IELTS with buncha.
Yes, a buncha. Just a really normal talk, right? No specific or serious topic, right?
Yeah, just for fun.
Yeah,
Sure.
một buổi nói chuyện, một buổi cà phê rất là thoải mái thôi các bạn. Nếu các bạn mong muốn có một buổi cà phê như thế thì hãy comment vào đây thật nhiều nhé, bởi vì thầy Đen đang suy nghĩ về điều đấy. Okay. Okay, Dan. I got some questions more that I have collected before. There are 3 parts in IELTS speaking, and In your opinion, which is the most difficult one?
Well, most difficult, it depends, but I think most people find part 2 the most difficult.
Why?
So for part 2, you need to speak by yourself for 2 minutes, and it's a bit strange because not many people speak by themselves for 2 minutes unless they're a little bit crazy. So I think it's really important to practice and get used to the feeling of speaking by yourself for 2 minutes, because the examiner won't say anything; they'll just nod like this.
Right.
So it's easy to practice. You can practice in the shower. You can practice
in the mirror,
when you're
in front of the
driving
mirror?
your motorbike to school in front of the mirror. It's easy to practice, but a lot of people feel pressure in part 2 because they have to speak for a long time by themselves.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I think we got more questions. Is listening writing the best way to improve listening skills? At least,
I'm not sure what listening writing, but a lot of people watch TV shows, which is great, but a lot of people put on subtitles in their native language. And the problem with that is you understand it, but it turns into reading because you're just reading the subtitles and you're not really thinking about the sounds and the words. So my advice is if you watch English shows, great, but use English subtitles.
Okay.
Vietnamese subtitles are great to help you understand, but if you really want to improve your listening, then I think English subtitles or even no subtitles is the best way.
So what about English subtitle first and then you go for Vietnamese subtitle to understand it?
Yeah, exactly. So if I'm watching Game of Thrones, sometimes I put on Vietnamese subtitles because it helps me to think about that. But for English, I'd recommend either only English subtitles or no subtitles at all.
Okay, and one more question from the name Hamek. Should we study IPA or not? Or
Yeah, absolutely. IPA is the standard for notating pronunciation. So those are all of the sounds in English, and if you can focus on each sound one by one, then that's a really good start for pronunciation.
But I think you should explain it a bit on. Okay, one more about listening. I am working in McDonald's in London actually, but I have trouble with listening to customers when they order the meal. Help me, Dan.
Oh, okay, good question, Chi. Well, you're very lucky because you're in the world of English. You're surrounded with English.
Right.
In terms of that specific context, I think really you just get used to it. It takes a bit of practice and experience, but I think the more you just listen, the better it will be. Unfortunately, there's no shortcuts.
So you mean times, right?
Yeah.
Okay, one more question about vocabulary. Can you recommend some books improving our English structures and vocabulary usage?
Good question. For books of vocabulary, I think vocabulary and use is quite good. So there's different levels, vocabulary and use. Like I said earlier, if you want to focus on academic vocabulary, then the academic word list is quite good. And there are many different books which use the academic word list, but you can find it for free on the internet. Just search for academic word list.
Okay, one more. I'm from Tuần. In my experience, native English speaking is impractical, but teachers do require speaking as English speaking natives. What does a native English speaker sound like? Okay,
good question, Tuần. Well, there isn't really a native English speaker anymore because so many people and so many countries use English that there isn't. In the past, there was kind of British English and American English, but it's not like that anymore. So we have lots of these regional varieties. There's Singaporean English, which is completely fine. There's Australian English, there's Indian English, there's Malaysian English. There isn't one correct standard English anymore. So it's good because native speakers, they don't really think of English as the correct version and the incorrect version. There's so many varieties of English that it's not that important anymore.
Okay, các bạn thân mến, là thầy Dan có bảo rằng là bây giờ thì cũng không có một khái niệm hoặc là định nghĩa nào chính xác về người bản ngữ native speaker, mà bởi vì tiếng Anh bây giờ không chỉ có British English or American English, không chỉ có Anh hay Anh Mỹ, mà bây giờ đã có tiếng Anh của Singapore hay là tiếng Anh của Úc. Thì chúng ta cũng không có một câu trả lời chắc chắn nào cho native speaker, chỉ chắc chắn là các bạn có thể nghe và hiểu rõ. Và bây giờ mình sẽ có một câu hỏi tiếp theo của bạn Lê Giang. Which accent that you find the most difficult to hear?
In Vietnam or in the world?
I think in the world.
In the world?
Yes.
It really depends because I've heard so many different accents that I can pretty much understand anyone.
For example?
Like Indian or Indian is
Indian.
very easy to understand after a while. French accents, I like to speak the English. You know, I've heard so many accents, and when you grow up, you watch TV and you hear all of these different accents. So really, there's no accent I find particularly difficult.
Okay, thank you. Và các bạn khán giả thân mến, nói về accent, nói về ngữ âm thì từng vùng thì tí nữa mình sẽ có một phần thử thách dành cho thầy đen, đó là thầy sẽ thử một vài accent và các bạn hãy cùng chờ nhé. Okay, now I got a quite interesting question for you.
Okay.
Because many audience asked about this one. So you're examiner in IELTS. So how can an examinee impress you?
Well, I mean, it's not really impressing the examiner or not. The examiner is just listening to your English and giving you a score in each category. But I think there are some things that can make it easier for the candidate. One is understand what happens in the test. So it's easy to watch videos on YouTube. IELTS has some DVDs where you can watch an entire speaking test.
Yeah.
But the first thing is just be comfortable and be aware of what happens in the test. If you really want to impress the examiner, then have a conversation. Don't try and memorize answers. It really should be a natural conversation, just like we're having today.
Okay, I got it. But actually, when it comes to the reality, many examinees are influenced by their examiner. Because, like, have you watched the episode 4 of IELTS?
Yeah.
The examiner in that episode for MC Thu Hương, he's quite serious actually with a straight face. So in that case, what should we react, or I mean, what should we do?
Well, if the examiner's face is making you nervous, then you don't need to look at the examiner. Right? You can look at the table. You can look up at the ceiling. Eye contact is not important in IELTS. There's no points for eye contact. But you need to remember that examiners are humans. They're not robots. So they'll have different emotions. Some people will be happy. Some people, it's their job. They're just doing their job.
Okay.
So don't worry if the examiner smiles or not. It's really not important.
Okay. So I think we should take a look back at the video and see what the examiner like.
Okay.
Okay, Dan. So, examiner expression is one of the challenges that we have to face. But any kind of, honestly, odd or funny situations that you have been experienced before when you are examining?
Yeah, there's been some very nervous people. It is a test and people get nervous. But I've never had anyone cry. I've never had anyone run away from the exam. So, I think people get used to it. But the important thing is to do practice before your real IELTS so that you're used to the feeling of being in a test or being in that environment.
Okay, so, and I know that you and Mr. Neil, in the video, you are working together in the British Council.
Yeah.
But what do you think about him in the reality? Is that serious or?
Yeah, no, he's a really nice guy, and to be honest, he didn't look that scary. I thought he looked fine.
But he keep a straight face.
Yeah, but like I said before, I mean, these are people doing their job. So accountants don't just sit at the desk and say, "Oh, I love accounting so much." Right? People do their job, and they might not smile all the time during their job, but don't worry about that.
Okay, so in that kind of your experience, I want you to tell us a story that you find the most funny one that you have been working, testing the examining.
Funniest one.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of people when the first question is, "Can you tell me your full name, please?"
Yes.
And a lot of people start giving their phone number. So the examiner asks, "Can you tell me your full name, please?" And they say 01264.
Because they cannot hear it clearly, right?
Yeah, maybe they misunderstood the question. So I've had a lot of people give me their phone number, which I don't need to know.
Any situation that you have the burden to laugh?
Yeah, there's been, I can't remember exactly, but there's been some people who use some really funny words. There's been a few people who have sworn. You shouldn't swear in the exam. But sometimes you get some really unexpected answers. You know, people tell a story from their childhood, and yeah, you get some really odd stories sometimes.
But you have to learn the way to accept it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So let's imagine I am your examinee, and when it comes to the question that I don't like, or the topic that I don't like, or I found it unfamiliar, then what should I do?
You're not allowed to change the topic, so the best thing you can do is, if you don't understand the question, then you can ask the examiner, and they'll either repeat it or...
But I don't like it, and it's unfamiliar for me.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're not allowed to change the question, so the best thing you can do is try to talk as closely as possible. So you can admit, you can say, well, I'm sorry, I don't know much about the topic, but I could say blah, 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 blah. So if the question is, like, what's your favorite planet, you might say, well, to be honest, I don't know much about planets, but I could talk about Earth.
That's somehow close, right?
Yeah, it's somehow close, and it doesn't have to be exactly on topic.
Oh, that's a really nice way. Okay. Yeah. And now we got a question. Smiling a lot in the speaking tab is good?
Well, it's nice, but it really doesn't affect your score. So just like the examiners, you know, if you have a cold face or if you're very happy and smiling, it doesn't really affect your score at all.
Okay. Okay, we got a question here. Should we learn American Heritage Dictionary or International Phonetic Alphabet like before? Is it better?
Yeah. Good question, Hian, I think. My advice is IPA. IPA is it's the most standard pronunciation. APH is just, or ADH, sorry, is a bit too complicated, and it's very focused on the American accent, whereas IPA, it's a more general pronunciation. So I'd recommend IPA.
Okay, then I see a comment about you. Dan is my favorite IELTS expert.
Oh, thanks, thanks, Tung. You're too kind.
Okay, ready? Okay, Dan, you are like an expert in IELTS. What about your experience in yourself experiencing the IELTS test? Have you done the IELTS before?
No, I've never done the IELTS, but actually a lot of native speakers take the IELTS, and not everyone gets a 9. Especially in writing, native speakers tend to get actually lower scores in writing because they don't really prepare for IELTS. They kind of turn up and take the test. But if you don't understand what IELTS is marking you on, then you might not get a 9. Certainly in the first category, which is task achievement or task response.
Okay.
A lot of native speakers actually get low marks because they don't know what to do. So they have perfect grammar and vocab, but their task response is actually low.
So, our expert, can you pronounce this word? I even can do it.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Wow, that's
It's a good song. It's from a cartoon, Mary Poppins.
Oh, that's super difficult for me. Anyway, I'm a Canadian, right? You're a Canadian, right? Can you speak another language?
I learned French in primary school, but forgot it all. Because in Vancouver, nobody speaks French. In the east part of Canada, people speak French, but in the west, nobody speaks French.
What?
So I learned French, forgot it. High school, I learned Spanish, forgot it. University, I learned German, forgot it.
Okay.
So basically, it's English and Vietnamese. That's it.
So you got 5 languages that you have learned.
Yeah.
But can you just like try for X language? Can you say a very short sentence?
Okay.
Okay. French first.
Okay. Bonjour, mon ami. Sacré bleu. Zut alors.
Oh, can you translate it, please? I don't understand.
It basically means like, hi, oi, oi, oi.
Oh my gosh.
That's it, basically.
Okay, I'm German.
German. Ich heiße Dan. Guten, I forgot. Guten, I know good afternoon. It's guten Abend, but I forgot good evening, so.
Okay, that's fine. Spanish.
Spanish. Hola, mi amigo.
Hi, and it means?
It means hi, friends. Hi,
Oh,
my
okay.
friends.
And anything else? Did I forget? Okay, Vietnamese.
Vietnamese, yeah. I think I've already given a few examples.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's
Sure.
really awesome.
Any other good
Okay,
questions?
I think that the audience here are really like British accent. Can you change into British accent now?
Okay. Well, yes. Today on BBC News, a world update. IELTS has been announced as the greatest test in the world.
Wow, can you show me how to change into British accent? Because I also love it.
It's really not. That's probably not a very good British accent, but usually the vowels tend to be a bit longer.
Okay,
so
I
like
want to try it.
or.
Yeah, give me an example. I want to compete.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ling.
My name is Ling.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
There you go. Yeah. So just make the vowels a bit longer.
Yeah. But it could sound like a little bit classic or something, right?
Yeah. But the other thing is in Britain there are so many different regions, right?
Yeah,
so you have
right.
like your London accent, you have your Northern England accent, you have Southern, you have Welsh and Scottish, and there's so many
Just
accents.
like many other, regions.
Yeah. So for example, a Scottish accent might sound like this.
Okay.
Good morning to y'all. Good morning. Oh, it's a beautiful day today. Something like that.
Totally
which is
different.
totally different from
Exactly.
English.
Oh, because of your language ability, they say that, oh my god, are you an alien?
Yes, I'm not actually a human. I'm an alien from Mars.
Yeah. You are enthusiastic, I think.
Yeah, that's not really British. I'm sorry. That was a terrible attempt. You're right, Nam. I'm not really good at accents.
Các bạn khán giả thân mến, thì có rất nhiều câu hỏi các bạn thắc mắc là không biết là nên dùng accent nào, không biết là dùng ngữ điệu nào cho IELTS. Thì thực ra là thầy Đen cũng đã giải thích trước đây, đó là các bạn thoải mái với accent nào mình cảm thấy ổn nhất, miễn là giám khảo có thể nghe và các bạn có thể thể hiện được ý tưởng của bạn, thế là được rồi, không phải bắt buộc là accent nào. Okay. And now I think
đi lòng em hết lòng chưa? Anh ăn chưa?
Ok các bạn thân mến, có lẽ là bây giờ chúng ta sẽ nghỉ giải lao trong một ít phút và sẽ quay lại với chúng ta sau nhé. Trở lại với buổi livestream của 8 IELTS và chúng ta vừa có một khoảng thời gian để trò chuyện và lắng nghe thầy Dan trả lời các thắc mắc của các khán giả. Và bây giờ thì chắc là các bạn đang rất háo hức để đến với phần tiếp theo của chương trình, đó chính là công bố top 5 và người chiến thắng của Voice of the Week. And you're gonna be the one who give comments on top 5 and announce the winner.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah, các bạn thân mến, thầy Dan sẽ là người nhận xét về top 5 và sẽ là người công bố người chiến thắng. Bây giờ chúng ta sẽ cùng nhớ qua top 5 của chúng ta một chút.
Today I'm gonna tell you about the subject that I really enjoyed in high school. First, I like to begin by saying that I was kind of a good student at that time. So there's quite a mixed variety of subjects that I enjoyed. But the one that I really want to tell you about is physical education. This is a compulsory subject and we studied it at least twice a week.
What time is it? Summer's time. It's summer vacation. What time is it? Party time. That's right. Say it loud. Hi everybody. My name is Ling. So today I'll make a video to tell you about my favorite subject at school. So it is English. Let's get started, shall we? I have learned English since I was 7 years old.
Hello everyone, my name is Tu Phương. I'm 19 years old and I'm currently a first-year student at Diplomatic Academy of Vietnam. And today I would like to talk about my favorite subject at school, which is English. I first got to know this language since I was 6 years old by watching Disney Channel.
When I was at school, my favorite class was geography. I used to have an excellent teacher who made everything seem very interesting. I also enjoy learning.
To be honest, I've been absolutely not keen on any subject since I was a secondary school student because of the pressure of a German race. Yeah, everyone knows. However, let's talk about the primary school time. Each of subjects week was so wonderful to me, opened up some new worlds inside my mind. especially literature.
Okay, so you have just watched the first one of the top 5, right? What do you think about this
Yeah,
one?
Ngọc Sơn, I was very impressed. I mean, really fluent.
Right.
Even just after a few seconds, really fluent, really natural pronunciation, intonations, fantastic.
Right, I like his intonation
Yeah,
as well.
good
Yes.
start, really good.
Yes. Now we're gonna next one, please. No. Okay, this is Lê Khánh Linh. What
Yeah.
do you think about
Khánh
him?
Linh, yeah, really good job. I love the song at the beginning. That's amazing. Yeah, really natural. I mean, even just looking at her smile, you have a beautiful
Right.
smile, Ling. And yeah, really natural. I think the one thing to work on would be your individual sounds. The sounds of your words could be a little clearer, I think.
Right, the next one. Trịnh Thu Phương, I think.
Yeah, Tu Feng, yeah. Again, really natural. Good vocabulary range, grammar is quite good. My only comment is maybe a little bit slow, so to try and speak a little bit faster. But otherwise, quite good. Very impressed.
Okay, the next one. His name is Chiyo, I think.
Chiyo, yeah. Really good. I mean, your grammar is really accurate. I didn't notice many mistakes at all. But maybe your pronunciation, the sounds could be a bit clearer, and maybe speaking a little bit faster.
Okay. Is that the last one? Okay, the next one.
Yeah, Dan, really good. I love the fact that you had subtitles for your own video. That's amazing. And yeah, I think really good vocabulary range. Particularly impressed with your vocabulary. Pronunciation maybe could be a little bit more intonation, a little bit more stressing the keywords, but excellent vocabulary.
Okay, so we just take a really fast look through the top 5 voice of the week.
Yeah.
I'm really curious about your final decision on the
Yeah.
winner.
So we did watch all of these before the show in entirety, I promise. And if I had to choose just one, it would be
Yes!
Mr. Ngọc Sơn.
Wow, congratulations! Okay, I also agree with you with the winner. But can you tell me the reason why you chose him as the winner?
Yeah, I think his fluency, really good. Didn't stop too often. Pronunciation is wonderful, really clear. Good vocabulary range. Just everything was really impressive.
Right. Yeah, and so, Dan, in your opinion, what makes a video clip sent to Voice of the Week good and impressive?
Yeah, so first of all, there's so many good clips we get from Voice of the Week. It's
right.
really hard to choose just one each week. But I think if you really want to be impressive, you need to be creative. You know,
Right.
don't just talk about something boring, but really make it interesting and creative. Make it funny. And you know, don't just read a script. I think some people, they write out their script and they read it, and you can see their eyes moving when they're reading. But really be natural, be funny, be creative, and that's a good way to get on the show.
Okay, thank you very much. And now we got a question. Em muốn thầy trả lời một câu hỏi tiếng Việt trong 2 phút như IELTS ạ. So you're gonna do a part 2 but in Vietnamese support. Can you do it right now?
Oh, that's hard. Oh, now I know how you guys feel like in IELTS. That's really hard.
Okay, now the question is mô tả một kỷ niệm đáng nhớ nhất mà thầy từng trải qua khi ở Việt Nam. And of course, I will give you 1 minute to prepare and 2 minutes to answer.
Okay. Ooh, this is gonna be the death of me. This is gonna ruin my career, I think. But I'll try.
Oh, I think I changed my mind. You're an expert, so you don't need time to prepare anything.
Okay.
Just go for it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Okay. Let me read the question again. I forgot already.
Memorable
Okay.
memory.
Hôm nay tôi muốn
Just look at the camera.
Hôm nay tôi muốn nói về một kỷ niệm đáng nhớ nhất mà tôi đã từng trải qua khi ở Việt Nam. Đó đúng là gặp người yêu của thầy lần đầu tiên. Bây giờ cô ấy thành vợ của thầy rồi. Nhưng mà thì vẫn nhớ ngày xưa hôm đầu tiên gặp cô ấy là đúng là bị tình yêu sét đánh. Thì thầy nhớ là khi mà đến văn phòng lần đầu tiên và vào cửa thì tự nhiên thời gian cứ trôi chậm đi, bởi vì nhìn mặt cô ấy thì quá xinh đẹp. Thì đây là kỷ niệm nhớ nhất của thầy trong Việt Nam.
Is that your 2 minutes?
No, sorry, that was hard. That's really high.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, this is really good. We know more about you and your beloved wife. And I see a lot of good comments about you. You're so funny. Dan, you rocks.
Thanks, guys. I just embarrassed myself, so thank you for your support.
And you did use the idioms, tình yêu sét đánh, right? That's the idioms in Vietnam.
Yeah.
In Vietnamese, of course. And
there you go. Love at first sight. Somebody got it.
So cute.
Đúng là người Bắc. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a Bắc.
they asked them that what is tình yêu sét đánh? Sét đánh trong tiếng Anh là gì?
We don't really say that. That would be struck by lightning, but we normally say love at first sight. If you say love struck by lightning, people will say, huh?
Is that not make sense in a way, right?
Các bạn chấm thầy mấy điểm? Chắc là 4,5 thôi.
4,5. Is that too modest? Có khiêm tốn quá không ạ?
Like thầy anh Duy.
Đây, các bạn tặng thầy hẳn 9 điểm.
5,5.
Chẳng 9 điểm thầy ạ.
Oh, thanks, Nam.
Your Vietnamese is awesome. Okay. You also many good comments about you.
You guys are so kind. Thank
I
you.
think they are quite surprised by your Vietnamese because they do not expect that you can be that good.
Yeah. Now I really know how you guys feel like when you take IELTS. That's hard. That wasn't even 2 minutes, and I felt pressure.
Is that hard to learn our language?
Yeah, like I studied full time for about 3 years when I first came to Vietnam, and it's a really steep learning curve. So to get used to the tones in Vietnamese, that took about 8 months of full-time study, and
I saw a lot of good marks.
I got a 10. Wow, right.
Even on 100.
10. Oh, sweet. Unfortunately, there's no 10 in IELTS. It's only up to 9. But thanks.
And now you are so good at your speaking Vietnamese. But what about singing Vietnamese?
Oh, ooh, not nearly an IELTS 9 or IELTS 9.
We want to challenge you.
Okay.
So you're gonna sing your a song named Nơi tình yêu bắt đầu, and it's that where love starts, right?
Okay, yeah.
And we got the karaoke for you here. And do you want to? Yeah.
Oh, the Bankyo version, please. I only know the Bankyo version.
Okay. Chắc là chúng ta sẽ chọn version bản của Bankyo được không ạ, cho thầy Dan? Is that your favorite Vietnamese song?
Yeah, it's the only one I can really sing at karaoke. So,
How
but I
come?
only know the Bankyo version, so.
But how come did you know the song?
My wife taught me.
That's it.
Because when we go to karaoke, I used to just sit there and listen. And she said, you need to learn a song.
Okay.
Okay.
It's your
Ta quen
performance.
nhau đã bao lâu rồi, hỡi đêm có hay. Mà giọt buồn hoài vương trên môi mặt đắng. Ta quen nhau đã bao lâu rồi, hỡi đêm sao vẫn mãi đêm dài, để mình ta vẫn còn tim khô cằn giá.
Can I sing along with you?
Please.
Yes, I got it. This is a really sweet love song. Have you ever, your wife and you sing along together?
Yeah. This is the only one I could sing.
Yeah. Bỗng nhiên em nhìn thấy anh trong giấc mơ. Mình ngồi cạnh thật bên nhau. Lẽ I don't know if this is a good tone. Can you repeat the tone of the song? Và chẳng khi biết yêu, giấc mơ là nơi ban đầu.
Ngày mùa đông ơi xin hãy làm tuyết rơi, để trắng lối em anh về.
Này mùa đông ơi xin hãy làm tuyết rơi, để em biết anh cần em.
Và thời gian ơi xin hãy ngừng trốn đây, để những dấu yêu đong đầy.
Một vòng tay em khao khát một giấc mơ, em đã yêu anh người ơi.
Okay, that's probably enough.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh my
this is really
God.
nice.
Oh my God.
So this is the first time I hear foreigners singing Nơi tình yêu bắt đầu in Vietnamese. That's really awesome, actually.
Oh man, my heart's beating a mile. I'm so nervous now.
I bet that your wife, if he's watching that, she's gonna be really proud of them.
So thanks. That karaoke shows are good question. Good question.
You sing as good as a singer.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Awesome. Oh, thank you guys for your very good.
But I think music's the best way to really improve your language. So I think I need to sing more Vietnamese songs.
Yeah, and now here comes another challenge for you.
Okay.
This is named tongue twist.
Okay.
When I'm non-native speaker like it, we studying English, we often try to pronounce very hard sentences like she sells seashells on the seashore.
Yeah, yeah.
This is really tough for it.
Yeah.
But now I got a similar challenge for you,
Okay.
but in Vietnamese, of course.
Oh, this is dangerous because in Vietnamese, if you say the wrong word, it sounds like it's
meaning.
a dirty word, so I have to be careful.
Okay, we not do that for you. Don't worry. Are you ready for
Okay.
the first sentence?
Okay.
Okay, you can copy my
Okay.
pronunciation. Buổi trưa ăn bưởi chua.
Oh, that's evil. That's an evil one. Who
Now
thought of
look at
this
the
one?
camera and say that again. Just tell me to say that
I have
again.
to be very careful because I know that could be a bad word. I learned that the hard way. Okay. Buổi trưa ăn bưởi chua.
Correct. Whew. Very good. Okay, the next one. But give me a faster speed.
Faster. Okay.
Okay. Nồi đồng nấu ốc, nồi đất nấu ếch. Go.
Oh my God. Nồi đồng. I forgot.
Okay.
Nồi đồng nồi đất nồi.
Nồi đồng nấu đất nồi đất. Oh my God.
Nồi đồng nồi đất nồi ếch nồi đất.
It's nồi đồng nấu ốc, nồi đất nấu ếch.
Nồi đồng nấu.
This one for you.
Here we go. Nồi đồng nồi đất nấu ếch.
Nồi đất and nồi đất is quite similar. No, that's because of the.
Oh, sorry. I think I got it wrong.
Yeah, just one nồi đất only.
Nồi đồng nấu ốc nồi đất nấu ếch.
Yeah, perfect. This time is perfect. It's hard, right?
Hope there are no dirty words in that one.
And now, let's say it 5 times.
Okay. Nồi đồng nồi ốc nồi đất. Let me try. Again. You see, in live feed, you can't say cut. You have to do it again. Okay. Nồi đồng nồi ốc nồi đất nấu ếch.
Second time.
Nồi đồng nồi ốc nồi đất nấu ếch.
3,
Nồi đồng nồi ốc nồi đất nấu ếch.
4.
Nồi đồng nồi ốc nồi đất nấu ếch.
Last time.
Nồi đồng nồi ốc nồi đồng nấu ốc nồi đất nấu ếch.
Okay, thank you for your efforts. And now here comes a very, very long and.
Oh, this is another dude. Who comes up with these? You're just trying to embarrass the foreigner now.
Okay,
I have to be very careful with this.
Let's wait for the full sentence.
Okay.
You want to try it yourself?
Okay.
Okay.
Let me read it first. I know this is a very dangerous one.
Okay, I give you 5 seconds. Đây là một câu nói rất là khó.
Okay. I'll try my best.
Okay, let's go.
Luộc hột vịt luộc lột hột vịt lạc. Luộc lại hột vịt lột hột vịt lạc.
Awesome! You did it right at the
God.
first time. That's the first try you did it.
I sound like
correctly.
a machine gun, like da 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 da.
But now it's just not that simple.
Okay.
Let's say it 3 times.
Okay. Luộc hột vịt luộc lột hột vịt lạc. Luộc lại hột vịt lột hột vịt lạc.
Next up.
Luộc hột vịt luộc lột hột vịt lạc. Luộc lại hột vịt lột hột vịt lạc.
Okay, can you do it one more time? Last time.
Okay, one more time. Luộc hột vịt luộc lột hột vịt lạc. Luộc lại hột vịt lột hột vịt lạc.
Thank you, Dan.
Vietnamese is a crazy language. Oh my God.
I'm sweating. Anyway, do you understand?
No idea.
No idea? We got a word here for you.
Can someone translate in the chat maybe? That's your challenge, translate into English.
Hột vịt lộn actually is a kind of baby duck.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to some kind of cool translation from the audience.
Yeah, let's see what you guys
Các
see.
bạn khán giả có thể dịch lại câu này vào tiếng Anh bằng tiếng Anh cho thầy Dan không? Thầy không hiểu câu này có nghĩa là gì. So Dan, how useful is that kind of tongue-twisted sentence when it comes to studying English?
It's good to make you really realize how hard Vietnamese is.
No, I just conversate about English.
For English, yeah, I mean, I don't think that tongue twisters help pronunciation that much, but it really helps you think about it and focus on it, which is good.
Yeah.
But, tongue twisters are hard though. Yeah, dirty words, be careful. Exactly. Luckily I knew, so I was extra careful.
Okay, you're so white. Với các bạn khán giả thân mến, chúng ta đang có những khoảng thời gian rất là vui với nhau đúng không nào? Nhưng mà rất tiếc là chúng ta cũng đang đi đến những phần cuối của chương trình rồi. Và chắc là chúng ta sẽ nhờ thầy Dan bật mí một chút về những gì sắp tới có thể diễn ra ở 8 IELTS. Any kind of brief information about upcoming episodes of 8 IELTS that you have now?
Yep. So I think we just aired episode 6, was it?
Seven,
yeah. So there's about 13 more to go, and there's been some really good celebrity guests. I can't give away the secrets. I'm sorry, but there have been some really outstanding celebrity guests in the Stars Do IELTS. Yeah. I'm sorry. I've signed a contract saying I will not reveal the secrets.
You should do that. Thank you anyway. So Dan, overall, what do you think about the format and the EQ of the 8 IELTS?
Yeah, I think it's really fun. I mean, to make something as boring as test preparation fun, I think that's really hard to do.
Right,
but I think 8 IELTS does it in a really good way. I think it's just the right balance between fun and useful tips. So I think it's really well done.
And we love you from 8 IELTS show, and even love you more by the chance. Meeting you on live streaming, listen to your tips, advice, overwhelmed by your sincere talent, humor, and enthusiasm.
Thanks. It's really fun. I mean, I'm very lucky to be able to be on TV. I've never been on TV at home, but when I came to Vietnam, all of a sudden I'm on live TV. So thanks for the opportunity. 8 IELTS is really nice.
Yes, and let's just say like, please promise that to come back to the next show. I myself promise to be a Victorian for a month if you can come back to the show regularly.
Okay, Thang, I'll hold you to that promise. Right?
But of course, if we have a chance, you're gonna come back, right?
Yeah. Oh, we just got a translation from Caroline.
Mila Julia. Yeah.
Boiled eggs flipped, flipped egg, boiled peanuts, boiled eggs flipped back again, cashew, peanut duck. Got it.
You guys so amazing. Thank you very much, Caroline, Mila Julia.
Great job. That's hard to translate, so you did a good job.
So, do you want to say something to the audience who has been with it from the beginning till the end?
Yeah, well, thanks so much for tuning in on a Saturday night. What's the expression? Thứ bảy máu cháy về tim.
Wow.
So sorry to your boyfriends and girlfriends for keeping you at home on a Saturday night, but hope you had fun. Hope you learned some new things, and hope I can be back again for a future live stream.
Thank you very much for that. Và các bạn khán giả đừng quên cách các bạn thể tương tác với 8 IELTS, đó là qua YouTube channel và fanpage Facebook của chương trình nhé. Okay. They are really surprised by your Vietnamese talk. Thứ bảy nói chuyện.
That MC dễ thương. It's totally, nói tiếng Anh rất hay. Agreed. She's amazing. Big round of applause for Ling. That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of good comments from you. And now I think we should say goodbye for the audience, so we don't want to do it anyway. Các bạn khán giả thân mến, cảm ơn các bạn đã đồng hành với thầy Dan và với Tú Linh trong buổi livestream ngày hôm nay. Hy vọng là các bạn đã có những giây phút thực sự là thoải mái, thư giãn với thầy, với Tú Linh và với IELTS nữa. Và các bạn đừng quên theo dõi 8 IELTS thường xuyên trên Facebook và cập nhật thông tin của chương trình nhé. Rất hẹn gặp lại các bạn, rất mong hẹn gặp lại các bạn trong các số tiếp theo của livestream. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn. Goodbye and good night.
Bye.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Thanks.